Elliot, well done. A very feisty, competitive game, and ultimately one you've come out on top of, both on the result and the physical battle as well.
Yeah, obviously smiles on faces because we've thoroughly deserved it and the performance was great. I said to the boys at half time, I said, there's my team, because you've seen from training the intensity we play at, the way we move the ball. We haven't shown that really in pre-season. I know it's been disjointed with changing teams up, and I said to you on Saturday, from Tuesday we're at it and we're on it, and you could see how much we wanted it tonight. So yeah, really pleasing. Scored a few goals, should have scored more, but that will come. The only goal we've conceded was a penalty that was never a penalty in a million years, because it's hit Joel in the face. The ref's given handball, but the way we reacted from that as well is just so pleasing for me.
It was a complete performance from start to finish. Your team were on top from minute one, and I think the impressive thing as well is you've gone back to your favoured system. You haven't been able to use it since the first game of pre-season. You've had no training sessions because you've had so many games, but everything just seemed to click.
Yeah, it's one of them. I knew it would come, and I'm not saying it's going to be perfect from now on, but we've seen how it works. We worked the shape really well. When they had their small spell, we defended brilliantly. T-Jam, fantastic. Joel and Ketty are absolutely fantastic. Tyler was brilliant, and he deserved his goal. And yeah, there was just performances all over the pitch where it was really pleasing. The lads who come on as well, because it is a squad game, it's not the 11. They put a great shift in as well. So the hard thing for me is, and I've said to Rob, I've said to Alex, we've had game, as you've said. So normally you'd have a game and you can work on something and tweak things, and we just haven't had the chance to. Just how pre-season's fallen. Obviously playing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday takes a lot out of the boys' legs, but today full of energy, brilliant performance, and that is our standards that we have to keep from now until the end of April.
It became a battle of discipline after the skirmish that happened before the break. Ultimately, you went on to get the better in that respect, but what actually happened from your perspective just before half-time?
Well, they'd left a few late tackles on us. I think that was a bit frustrating because we didn't feel we were getting those decisions that should have come our way, so they were leaving it on us really. And I think David was a little bit late on one in the corner. Nothing of it. They've reacted. And to be honest, what I'm pleased with my team, we stuck together, and you don't want to see that type of thing in football. But at the same time, as a manager, you want to see that togetherness, that you're not going to leave your mate to have like 10 lads all swarm David, but the boys were there just to protect him, and that's what it was. And I think their 6 might have grabbed Ethan on the throat or something, and I don't really know. I haven't seen it back. It was all in a melee, but that's what the referee apparently saw. David got a yellow card for his foul, and that was it, and we move on. And that's where, again, you have to keep your mental discipline to make sure that you don't end up getting sent off as well, because the ref, I'm not saying they would, but some refs might look to even it up for anything.
Do you feel as though that melee could actually benefit you in the long term, because you're going into a very brutal league where there's going to be scraps, there's going to be fights, and, well, certainly things like that will really build the camaraderie and the spirit in your team?
Yeah, so we go back to the Chenix game where I think we got out fought in that game more than anything. We certainly didn't today, and they're a strong team. They're expected to do really well in step 4 in their league. So it was a real test coming away on a Tuesday night. A lot of travelling for the lads, people turning up at all sorts of times because of the traffic. But nobody shirked a challenge. Nobody shirked the battle when it kicked off as such. Nobody shied away from that. We were all in it together, and that's what we need to be. I've said all along, this is slow building blocks. We're not going to have success overnight. But I'm here, Jim's here, Ryan's here to try and build something over the next few years where Russian and Diamond starts to have that philosophy that this is how we play, this is how we're going to be. We all stick together. Fans, like, I know it's been a bit disheartening, some of our results, and it's been the same for me, and I've been not being able to put my finger on it, but missing good chances. And when we've missed Tyler's header today, great save from the keeper, but you miss that chance, you're well on top, they get a penalty that wasn't. I'm thinking, here we go again. So the character shown from the boys to say, no, we're going to tune in and carry on being on top. And they did. So it was great.
You really put your foot on the accelerator in that second half. And although it was a penalty that ultimately won the game, you created bags of chances. And with every respect to Cambridge, the result probably flattered them.
Yeah. Well, obviously we missed the penalty. Another great save from the keeper. We've hit the inside of the post. It's gone across the box. We've had balls across the box. So this was my thing in the earlier games. If we hadn't been creating, then I'd be worried. And we just tweaked a few little things from our midfielders and our forwards of how they move with the ball. I don't want to give that away, but it was just little tweaks there of what we need to do, not being too safe with it. And look, it's one game. We can't get carried away. It's pre-season. You can't get too low when you lose, and you can't get too high when you win. We've got to be grounded. A very good performance, but that's the standards we expect. So the boys know that, yeah, that's our levels. We're not always going to be there. Sometimes we'll be above it. Sometimes we'll be below. But when you're below, if you act and battle like that, then you'll still get on the end of some more positive results.
Just over a week to go now until the start of the competitive season. 2 more friendlies to go before then, but how close do you feel you are now to being ready for that FA Cup game?
Yeah, well, as you can see, there was the trialists who have done all right for us. That we've decided to either move them on or they're dual-regged elsewhere. We went with our squad of what we want to work with for the season, and everyone's got that real important position for us, whether they're in the 11 or they're ready to come on, or if we have an injury, they can step in, and they know we've got to work a lot in training to make sure they know all their roles and responsibilities. But I feel we're getting there. Obviously, a win today gives a real lift. Hopefully, it gives everyone around the club a lift. David's goal was just a weight off my shoulders to be like, we've scored a goal because we have deserved it. So yeah, obviously really pleased. We're heading in the right direction. And like you said, we've still got a few training sessions and a few games really to bed it in, because the start we've got, Grimsby Borough, our level from the northern side, normally a really tough team. I've played them before when I was at Spalding, really tough team. So that won't be easy. Shepshed at home, first game. We know what they're about. And then I think it's Rugby Borough have come up and they're making waves with some of their signings. So this is a confidence booster for the lads, but it's, yeah, right, be grounded. We go again Thursday to build on it.